Hey everyone, how is everyone doing on this Tuesday night? Tuesday, May 30th, 2023, in the year of the Lord Christ. So I was trying to do a podcast from Florida as I was down there for the long weekend. Um, but I didn't have the headphones, and so I was kind of like having that problem with basically the audio. And I finally also figured out what the problem was with my PC. Uh, why the camera wasn't working. Remember, I was going nuts at some point in time in the past that the camera wasn't working. Figured it out. So there's a privacy switch on the right side of the goddamn computer. This game computer, and I was working, and I'm assuming that my audio is working as well, right? I had a great time down in Florida, although Saturday night was a little crazy. Hey, long weekend, you're in West Palm Beach. Well, you got to have a little bit of fun, right? Nice weather. So you got to sit outside, in the backyard of a nice bar, talk to locals, and figure out what the hell they're doing. I mean, what's life down there in the Sunshine State, right? Well, that's not the purpose I had during this trip. I needed a break, and I did take a break, and I was just finishing up some work, as I always do. My wife is not here, and the worst part, obviously, about the whole trip was my wasn't my wife was not with me. That sucks. And I did play some golf down there too, right on the ocean, par three golf course. Nice, Uh, didn't swim in the ocean, didn't do any swimming at all. I'm not a beach person, I'm sorry, my apologies, but I enjoyed the weather. I enjoyed the weather, and I flew this morning. Actually, I held back to Newark around 2 o'clock, and then I was already on the what do you call on the work schedule. I had conference calls, I had this and that, blah blah blah. Right, so I came here, uh, from Newark, and then drove to my office, worked there for a couple of hours, and then I came home, and I was so fucking tired. I was talking to my wife, and we are trying our best to be together, man. And just together, when I say together, I mean this is her home, this is my home, right? And so it just sucks not for her to be here, for her to be not here. It sucks, completely sucks. And I was just talking to one of the other guys. He's a younger guy than I, from the same mountains where I come from, and he married actually a little earlier than I did, and then he's still waiting. It is totally sucks. We're trying our best. Um, I think I beat that whole topic to death when I talked about that last time. You know, we're trying other venues. I don't want to get into details too much, but it just sucks. It sucks. And this is time for us to be together, whether we, we'll be on each other's faces or whatever. But this is the period you have to go through. You have to you have to be together. As you're supposed to be, and it just sucks, especially from countries like Pakistan. It just sucks to not have any other better options. And I was just looking up, the K3 visa. I'm sorry, I don't want to get into that whole other venue and just I sent an email to my lawyer. Listen, can we also file this non-immigrant visa? And so I just did that, and after I finished work. So let's just focus on positive side of things, because that's a negative side of things for us, for both of us, me and my wife, and this poor guy, and all of you out there who are going through this, you know, because my lawyer told me first 7 to 8 months, even before me and my wife, we got engaged. She said 7 to 8 months. That's the fastest. And then a few weeks ago, they checked 11. Now I checked myself, and it says 13 months. It sucks. Who the hell knows? Who the fuck knows? It may go up to 20 months. I can't fucking wait 20 months, dude. You know? I mean, we are meeting in Turkey. We're going to Turkey end of July and all that, right? But this is her home, man. This is her home. You know, she has to be here with me. And and she has been waiting. I understand, and it just sucks. It is what it is. It's not that it is what it is, but it just sucks. It just sucks. All right, so let's just focus on some positive things. Okay, sir. Yeah, I'll meet her in Turkey, and then we're gonna be together for a whole month of August, in the mountains, just chill out. So here's the take. Here's the take I have for trip to Florida. I think Florida is. I mean, not Florida. I mean, I've been to Florida many times, obviously. West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach is basically a beach town. And all these coastal cities in Florida, those are all beach towns, and that's the weather's nice, and well, I mean, Miami isn't Miami also the coke country, not the whole country, the cocaine, like fucking whatever, right? But yeah, I mean, I think overall it was a nice trip. I needed a break. Um, so yeah, I'm back to my home base, and I'm doing this podcast. Actually, it's kind of late now, 11:35 p.m. at night. It sucks because I don't want to stay up too late, but I guess I'll do this. This is my kind of like another hobby, that I do besides, playing golf and all that. There's no outlet, sir. Just playing golf. Or what are your hobbies? Let's talk about those, huh? Well, just playing golf and just doing my podcast, talking shit here, ranting sometimes. And then oh yeah, no, I have another hobby, sir. Hiking is my hobby. Yeah. I might actually be doing some hiking this week, not this weekend, but the following weekend, because I want to take it easy on this weekend, because I already went to freaking Miami, and I'm sorry, West Palm Beach and all that. All right, so you know, those are the my usual things that I that I say for most part. What are you trying to say, sir? What I'm trying to say is that, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to turn my podcast into like discussing about aliens or some other realms or, what is it? You know, I'm not the Ellen Watts, or I'm not the freaking, what's his name, Terrence McKenna, or any of those. I'm not James Joyce. I mean, I'm not even like any, I mean, I haven't even written anything as far as like books. I don't know. People still write books. Well, I guess they do. Well, if you ask me what the book is going to be all about, if I were to write something, I'm too fucking lazy to just type shit, unless it's for work. I guess I could dictate, right, and start a book, but then, I mean, who reads books? Isn't books also like traditional books, also like freaking what do you call the uh, old school, kind of old school, right? Although I think my wife does that. Well, I mean, I'm hoping she'll eventually write a book. Right? What is she going to write? Like my biography, or I don't know. I mean, she's very intelligent, and I love her. Regardless of our disagreements and blah blah blah. That's part of freaking life, sir. Man, you know, you're not going. You hear compromise. You hear compromise on life. All right. Don't you think that I should have been like a fucking alien, you know, who actually landed here or crash landed here on this planet, and that's what I would act like? Well, I wish one of those. I wish I were one of those. You know what? Because that's the fictionalized, like the, you know, futuristic, which we call the way of any one of us Gen X people think of, right? I mean, I grew up in mountains, sir. We didn't have anything. We didn't even have electricity. We had a freaking radio, like an AM radio, right? Well, that's all. I'm talking about like my early childhood. But I guess I had the same inspirations somehow in the back of my mind as people in fucking San Francisco, right? Or whatever, New Jersey or Miami or West Palm Beach, right? So then, yeah, life is about compromises. All right, compromise. Yeah, some things you shouldn't compromise, but life is about accept. I think this is what I wanted to say. Accepting the facts that you are not a fucking alien. And you're not here because your ship has crash landed. You were born, all right? Yeah, you may feel like you're an alien, after you go through the experiences of life, and in life you're like, oh my fucking God, what the fuck is this place, huh? As you become more aware and aware and aware, right? You realize, what the fuck is this place? I mean, then isn't that what Elon Musk is feeling like right now? I mean, technically he's not an engineer, although he called himself the chief engineer of Tesla, right? Or SpaceX. He has a degree, not an engineer, all right? He has some degree in science or some mathematics, I mean, physics, I think. Okay, that's different than engineer, all right? I have a degree in fucking engineering. I'm not saying that I'm better than Elon Musk. What I'm saying is that Elon Musk is the fucking alien, sort of like the visionary, Because if you think about why he would get into something like Twitter, right? Well, for the obvious reason that he sees world around him, right? He sees world around him, and he realizes that, oh fuck, so this is how this fucking politics works, and this is ridiculous. And without talking about fucking politics, politics is always fucking dirty. Think about it, because politicians are people who you think that they are working in your favor as your representatives and this and that. No, they're always part of a party tribe, and they have agendas, and those agendas, they may look like to you that they are for your benefits, but eventually, no, they're not. They're for your own fucking fame and whatever, right? Their own fucking, uh, you know, uh, hoarding of, whatever they're gonna hoard, while they are, congressmen or senators and this and that, right? No, no, you're deluding yourself that these politicians are going to do anything for you. If you really, if you really are looking for something from any of these politicians, well, be my guest. No, okay. That's why now I'm a U.S. citizen. I don't think I'm going to vote for any politicians, anyone, except maybe presidential election. That's it. That's it, sir. Everything else is just a, it's like a, dog and pony show. Exactly. It's a dog and pony show, to be honest with you. All right. All right. No politics, but whatever. I just went into that tirade because I brought into discussion somebody like Elon Musk, right? Who's a great fucking guy. He's a person who actually is obviously he's making a lot of money for himself, but at the same time, I think he is someone who doesn't give a shit. Actually, if you listen to his interview with I who was that MSNBC, right? And and they are telling him that, listen, man, your shares are going down, or you're going to lose a lot of money because of this, because you're saying things that they're going to hurt your business. He's like, listen, if it comes to truth, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And that's when you know he's a guy who doesn't really give a fuck. I'm not talking about he's some fucking angry guy who doesn't give a fuck about anyone. He's going to basically run over everyone. And I'm not saying that. He says that he's going to speak the fucking truth regardless of if he's going to like lose some shares, or lose the shares of his company are going to go down, right? And so, um, yeah, I think he may be, he might have been some sort of genius, or he's a genius who's now going to basically get into other things, politics and all that. Well, listen, he should be our like people who are into like technical and this and, kind of this kind of trade and, profession, yeah, I think we need more like technocrats in fucking not, well, maybe White House too, and also like Congress and like and Senate. All right, okay, I'm not going to turn my podcast into like politics and like Elon Musk. No, all right, let's switch the topic for a second. What's uh, what's my take on? Okay, well, I'll talk about the last year my experience down in West Palm Beach when I was talking to the locals. Actually, most of the locals there are not really local. They are many of them were from New York and New Jersey and this and that, right? Who had moved from some from like fucking California, which I understand. New York and New Jersey, obviously, New York is gritty, and New Jersey is kind of the. When I came back, I felt that the roads, looked so fucking narrow, and it's just too many people, traffic. Yeah, oh my freaking god, dude. And and then I realized uh, that The Florida weather is always nice. And the Florida weather is too nice, especially when you are from a place like fucking New Jersey or even New England and all those fucking states, right? And so, what I realized was that people down there, yeah, I mean, it's not, I mean, West Palm Beach is not a party town. Miami, I think is, I used to go to fucking Miami every fucking New Year, right? Back in the fucking days, dude. Every fucking New Year's, I used to go to Miami. Not every sir, but like at least I did that 4 or 5 times. All right. And then I got sick and tired. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? And well, I mean, New Year's obviously, up here is fucking cold. So that made sense that I would be in Miami. But then the whole scene of like, people out there for New Year's, dude, I'm like, maybe I want to get the fuck away from the whole thing, right? Very good. So what I am trying to say about West Palm Beach is that it's a beautiful town. People are nice and all that, right? However, I think it has that vibe that we are still like the disco children. We are the children of the 80s, disco, and there were some old guys I was talking to there, and then some old women. Ladies were there too. I wasn't talking to them, obviously, but and then the young ones, they feel like they are the Generation Z, and they have no fucking idea about this music, right? Playing 80s and whatnot, right? And so I think that's the kind of feeling I got that especially I understand, it was like the long weekend, Memorial Day weekend, right? And I realized that yeah, that probably what these like, especially like guys around my age, when I was talking to them and they were telling me that, that many of them were like having like relationship issues. I mean, 2 or 3 guys I spoke, you know, and I realized, holy shit, I understand why, because the whole fucking West Palm Beach, it's like a lot of like women, young women, and especially women, not only young, but also like, a lot of them, they are, what the fuck am I going with this? A lot of them are actually, I think, uh, 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 also in the same fucking like mindset that, oh, we had it out and it's nice, and and so it's not cold, it's always nice, and you can sit outside having a beer and whatever, or a smoke or whatever, right? And that kind of the vibe I got, and then I also realized that people could just also like people didn't give a shit, that's fucking Florida. And And oh, so this is the other thing I wanted to say. Okay, so what they were telling me that during the pandemic, when we were fucking locked down here, right? In fucking New York and New Jersey, and we were being treated as like fucking animals. Or keep the fucking 6 foot distance, and this and that, right? We must not. And then the whole fucking New York, New Jersey was shut down, and I was going fucking nuts, crazy, because I'm like, what the fuck just happened, dude? At least I could just like Friday after work, at least I could, as much as I'm a fucking lunatic and lonely person, at least I could go to like with my secretary, or with my sister, or with some of the friends. At least we could go to like a restaurant to have a meal, or a dinner, with a beer, right? And then the whole fucking thing was gone. It was a total lockdown. And then, yeah, that's when I should have fucking moved down to fucking South. southern states like Florida. That's the mistake. I mean, I should have fucking burned this whole fucking place. I should have burned, not burned. I mean, you get my point, right? I should have said, dude, I can't live here because I can't, I'm going to go nuts here. And I did go nuts, actually, sort of. Um, in terms of like just isolating myself, and then I was thinking about, I was just watching these fucking videos of people like being in the crowds and enjoying and not giving shit out like before the pandemic, and I'm like, shit, this is the world the world has come to. It's a fucking complete lockdown, and and finally, also today, I heard from my wife that my parents have received a visa. No, they used to come here, so I don't. I never thought that was a problem for them to get a visa. But in any case, so yeah, they're going to be here this year, I think. Um, yeah, I mean, my parents are old, man. As many of you whose parents are alive, just like take it easy on them. I mean, whatever their relationship has been, whatever it is now, let them just have some fun, let them have some fucking fun. They're all let them enjoy life, however they want to do it. But and that's I think that's where it is. And where the hell I was going with the whole conversation. Okay, so yeah, so the whole thing about Florida, yes, I should have gone down there in the middle of the fucking pandemic. I should have said, fuck this place. I should have just gone down there, wherever, Orlando or West Palm. But I didn't, because I said, well, I didn't have any other support. I didn't like who could I and would I've talked to if I were to go down there and make that decision, at least for like 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, right? Work from home. But then I didn't have any other employees at that time because most of my employees at the end of like 2019, they had left to pursue other careers, you know, for the obvious reasons. I mean, I fired a couple of them engineers, in 2000 during 2019, and then I had a lot of interns. There was not a lot of money, and it was just like fucking, basically just like, for me, it was just like, same thing, coming home, working, and yeah, I should have done, and that's the mistake. And many of the mistakes we all make in life, man. What can you do? You just think about them, and then it makes you sad. You think about those mistakes in your life, and then it just makes you fucking not reminisce. Reminiscing is a different whole thing. All right, reminiscing is basically saying, I wish I had those times back in my life, those where when I was growing up and this and that, right? Those reminiscing. But then when you go into the fucking dark past, I mean, not dark past, but like mistakes, especially for me, I think mistakes I made, those are basically just fucking, there's sometimes they bite me, like, oh my God, man, you did this, you did that, I'm like, yeah, I did that. I didn't fucking kill anyone. I didn't rob any bank, or I didn't rob anyone. I didn't go to fucking jail, luckily speaking. But yeah, I wasted fucking time in New York. New York is a fucking black hole. It's a black hole for everyone. Man, woman, you're a businessman, you're whatever, you're an architect, you're an engineer, fuck, you know. Especially relationships are extremely, 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 uh, tough here. Again, I don't want to fucking repeat myself. All right, I don't want to fucking repeat myself because I'm already tired. You know. But lately, I didn't have a fucking red eye flight. And at least I got some eggs in the morning when I got to the fucking airport, and and my coffee, right? So, and then when I was down there, I was like, man, I should have just moved up down here. At least I would have. Besides, I would have. Besides, like not having to do the fucking lockdown during fucking pandemic. At least I would have had some nice like times in terms of the weather, right? Because the weather here was like fucking awful as it is winter, right? And then on top of it, you have the fucking pandemic, and it's like fucking dude, it's like you are in jail inside a fucking jail, right? I mean that's the feeling. That's the feeling I got, and I'm pretty sure many of you did too, right? Up here. And so I after this trip to West Palm Beach, and I'm like, it's a nice down there, and why don't I? Why? I don't know, man. I didn't get a chance to look at some apartments that I wanted to, but I was having dinner with my one of my colleagues in the industry I work with, and his wife was down there too, nice people. They told me that the prices were going up, and I'm like, well, I mean, I can't afford that. So what's the point of looking at an apartment? What's the point of? Because I can look up prices here online, and I can talk to his real estate agent, blah blah blah. And so I I should have, I guess, but I guess I didn't. Because for me, you know what it is? For me, when I fall back, and I just fall back, I fall back until I'm like a fucking soldier. When I fall back, and I just fucking fall back, and then I have to take my time to like fucking like get up, and then I want to make sure that when I get up this time, that I actually, I'm prepared to climb that fucking mountain and blah blah blah, right? Whatever I have to do. So in terms of like, if I were to fucking look at these fucking apartments, and what I don't have any fucking money, right? Even to just play, not play, sir, pay a down payment. What's the fucking point, right? That's why it kind of like threw me back. All right, so what are we talking about tonight? Anything else we are talking about tonight? How are you all doing? Huh? How was your long weekend? Huh? Did you have the fucking barbecues? I heard the weather up here was nice too in Northeast. Not as nice as down in West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach weather was perfect, if you ask me. Shorts, like a t-shirt like this, and man, and your chivas, whatever you're wearing. Um, yeah, a lot of people down there with a lot of money, right? All right, so how is am I repeating myself? I guess I'm fucking repeating myself because I'm losing my fucking mind as the time goes on. It's already fucking midnight. I should be in bed by now, right? Like tomorrow is fucking Wednesday. I already have so much fucking work piled up. And I was just finishing some work, which is fine, I can deal with this. It's fine. Um, and my wife actually gives me a lot of support, and I love her, and I appreciate the fact that, she has been with me. She's with me on the phone, and, on WhatsApp and whatnot. I love her, dude. Uh, Again, regardless of our difference, fuck it, you know. Excuse me, but yeah, I do love her, and I just, yeah, I mean, I'd be, for all these fucking years, I have, I've done things by myself, and it's just not fun anymore, you know. You want to go hiking, sir? You want to go? I'm not talking about like going dinners and blah blah blah. I'm talking. I mean, I don't give a fuck about dinners anymore, because I can just go sit at the bar and just like order some food and whatever, right? Yeah, those are nice too, But I'm talking about like like traveling and going to whatever, like I want to go hiking like in June, right? Which is fucking 2 days, right? Not this week, sir. Next week, right? Not this weekend. Next weekend. And then and then I'm like, why is my wife not here? It's like sucks. And she loves all that, she loves even like sports, dude. It sucks. Sorry. Yeah. You know, it's the fucking worst part, you know, of not being able to be with her. And I don't know, man. Just I have to take a lot of deep breaths, when it comes to something like that, and just accept the facts, accept the facts. But yeah, I made that fucking mistake back in the fucking whenever January. You were trying to get her a fucking visiting visa, and I realized I fucked that dude. I mean, you should have known this because I made that fucking mistake many times with my sister. We were trying to get her here, and then I should have known that. In any case, sorry, I don't want to get into my fucking like too many personal details. But all right, let's change the subject for a second. All right, sorry, because as much as I'm a fucking lunatic, then I get angry, after I think about these things. I mean, if my wife was European, it wouldn't have been a problem for her to come here, right? Yeah, exactly, right. But then it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, it is fucking what it is, and I'm trying my best, and she knows that, and give us props, all of you out there. Give us props. We need that. The universe. I don't believe really in a all encompassing, being that controls the universe. And I don't think that word control is even necessary for anything because the universe works because the universe works in the most natural form of existence. What is that, sir? The universe works in the most natural form of existence and it has existed for some time. Where did it come from? Nobody knows really. I mean, you think that scientists and the astrophysicists know where it came from or how did it start? Nobody really knows. And that's the mystery. That's the mystery. And the mystery is, well, yeah, I don't want to sound like Terence McKenna and say, hey, you know what? I just went on a psychedelic trip and then I was talking to some alien being. And then the alien being, where did that alien being come from? And all this and all that, right? So these are the questions that we all ask. These are the hard questions. And why do we ask these questions? Is that because we are going to all realize the fact, well, we do realize the fact that we have a finite lifespan. So what would be your regret? What would you what's the regret that you would have on this planet before you pass away? Well, many of you would say, oh, you know, I want to hook up with this chick or that guy, huh? Or well, I mean, I wanted to like be a millionaire, and you know, I wish I could be a millionaire or a billionaire, and I could just, I had time to like not worry about my bills and my any of this, right? Any of this that I have to like, you know, work is good. Work is good for me. Work is good for everyone. Makes you tough, you know. But I think the biggest regret I would have is, and I think this is where some of the mystics were trying to figure out. And I'm not a mystic, no. I'm like as fucking Coldplay, like fucking, you know, sometimes angry, you know, OCD, whatever the fuck you call it, right? Oh no, who doesn't have any of those? Like, did not, if you did not have any of these things in your life, and if you are a perfect human being on this fucking planet, and if you think you are, well, you're deluding yourself. There's no perfect human being who is not, who doesn't have any issues. That no, 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 that doesn't exist, sir. Every one of us, right? Some of us, yeah, we have more because we have gone through a lot more than some of the other people, right? I'm not saying that I'm going to justify my sometimes my anger and sometimes my like you know like getting things done right away and this and that. You know, these are our just learned behaviors. You know, but what I'm saying is that there's no such thing as a prophet on this planet. There's no one. I don't think there's anyone unless there's some person. And also, you have to understand that a perfect human being doesn't exist because a human genome always has problems. See, human gene always has some flaws, not a perfect gene, which would understand and which would produce a being, a human being that's actually devoid of any disease, any even mental issues, you know. No, I don't think that was the grand scheme of things when this whole thing was created. If there was some sort of a creational process, right? Process of creation. I think it's a trial and error, and also trial and error because of our foods and what we eat and what we ingest and what we have experienced in this life, right? So I think the whole point I'm trying to make here is that we are trying to figure out. I guess okay. Let me get back to my other point, and which is that if you ask me what my regret would be, right, would be to not understand, but not figure out this something about this universe. What the fuck is history? What the fuck is it? Yeah, we have some answers through science and all that, but then there are so many unanswered questions. And I can give you a list of at least many of those questions, right? You know? And then the first question obviously is, yeah, we understand this universe as we are exploring where we are, what we are, what's our planet, what is this world, what is our star that comes out every fucking morning, right? And then we realize, oh shit, we have a moon, and then we have up there all these other constellations and whatever the fuck, right? But then that actually makes me sad. And I'm pretty sure it makes you sad too, many of you. You know what? You know why? This is the existential fucking question. Why are we alone? This is the Fermi paradox. Why are we fucking alone? Is it some sort of a fucking punishment? Or is it some sort of um, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth, sixth kind of a situation for us that we are at the fucking third grade level, right? That's not even fucking primary for us to figure out because I don't see any other fucking way for us to contact any other civilization beyond our own planet anytime soon. As far as I understand, as far as I know, from what we have, our capacity, our capability, right? So that's my first question. You know how we actually, humans, we have these fictional scenarios through movies, a lot of movies about like aliens coming here and blah, 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 right? If, okay, let me be fucking clear. If we humans, through our science, which exists in this three-dimensional space and time, if we have concluded, and mark my fucking word, concluded, that nothing can travel more than at a speed more or higher than the speed of light, then nobody, not even any advanced civilizations, can reach us. How about that for a better conclusion? Huh? How about that for a better conclusion? So if you think that, oh, some like, holy whatever aliens are going to come us and bestow us with some of their, whatever, the goodies. No, no. There's no way. There's no fucking way for any aliens whatsoever to reach us, to have reached us, to reach us in future, for them to reach us in future. It is impossible. If the speed of light is the upper limit, it's fucking impossible. I don't think so. Yeah. There's no like, okay, so if I'm a fucking advanced civilization, right? Even if I have ships that can fly just under the speed of light, I cannot reach you fucking human beings. Because your civilization is what? 100,000 years old? With monkeys came out of the fucking jungle of Africa? What, a million years ago? Multiply million years by speed of light. And then find out if there's any advanced civilization exists at that distance from your fucking planet. See? Time. Time is a big factor in here. Time and distance. So there's no fucking way we have ever been visited by the aliens. We will ever be visited by the fucking aliens. So that's for a fact. There's no fucking way. Again, I think I said this a long fucking time ago, many times. The distances are too fucking much. We cannot, in the life of our time, to build ships that will take us to the next habitable planets. No, it's impossible. You know why? Because we don't have a habitable planet. By the way of James Webb Telescope, the new one, we don't have any habitable planets in our horizon. No. So that would be my first question to these fucking aliens, right? And if you ask me, that would be my first regrettable questions that I would ask. Then I would say, okay, so then what the fuck is this? Why? Are we so fucking far apart that are we not ready? Is that why? Because what is the fucking point of us being here? Are we, well, let me rephrase this. Then are we actually somehow living inside a parallel universe? Like our realm of three dimensions, right? X, Y, and Z, and then the time, right? And then are we actually in some fucking concurrent parallel universe with some other fucking realm that we are not aware of? Unless we take a fucking psychedelic or unless we like fucking meditate for 40 years. I don't know. See? See? These are the most fundamental questions I'll ask, and I would say I fucking regret not knowing what this whole thing was all about. You know, that would be my fucking regret. My biggest, like, if you ask me from like a very, not like a Western, you know, reductionist minded person, like reductionist, no, I'm not talking about that, but I'm saying is, yeah, I'll try to figure out. So then the question, next question becomes, are you still alive? So why can't you figure this out? Well, I can't figure this out unless I take psychedelics and get into those fucking realms and see if that's real. Means the body somehow is creating this other being, all right, through our evolution. And the body has created this other being that's actually non-physical, somehow. But we don't understand that, because for us to understand what's non-physical, well, we don't know what's the fuck's non-physical. Air, yeah, that's physical. Vacuum, that's kind of physical too, sir. All right. So see that? That's the whole fucking discussion. I think Joe Rogan talks about that, and all these other people also talk about. I'm not talking about woo-woo bullshit. No, 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 no. I'm talking about, yes, maybe the caterpillar is our body, and then the fucking, what do you call, the butterfly is our non-physical entity. And that then actually can travel. But then if you can travel, how the fuck does it travel? Is there like another fucking way of traveling where you don't need the fucking speed of light? And then what are those? Like fucking wormholes? Warp drives from the fucking Star Trek? I have no fucking idea. All right. So, yeah, this is the fucking existential question we have on this fucking planet. Why am I talking about this? Because this is the question that every one of you out there in your own solitude ask yourself, right? Regardless of what the fuck you do, whether you are poor or whether you are fucking Jeff Bezos, right? Or whatever. Yeah, you're gonna be asking these questions. And we don't have an answer. We don't have a fucking answer. Again, I think the only answer to questions like this is man, you gotta dive into that and figure out. I mean, is your mind some sort of a fucking vessel or some sort of machine that it can actually create as wild of an idea as like it can create these fucking ships, right? But not in this round, it cannot. But maybe in that other round, which is not physical. See, that's the thing. That non-physical realm is where all of us, all I think at least like 99% of us, who have no fucking idea what that is. Right? If I tell you that there's another fucking reality right now in parallel with us, right? Well, you think I'm fucking crazy. Well, I'm not. Uh, but we can't access that. See, we cannot fucking access that through our five senses because our fucking five senses are limited in their capacity. What, you gotta open your third eye, sir? I don't know. The third eye, whatever the fuck it's called, that's your inner fucking vision. You know how they say when you get when you get on a psychedelic trip, you get visions, right? These visions are those fucking rounds, right? Once you can actually somehow, you know how you can actually, sometimes you can actually control your dreams. You see that? That's the more power. That's the most powerful thing. You think that you can actually jump out the fucking Empire State Building or the fucking edge, off a fucking parachute, and you still be alive? How about you try controlling your dreams and fly? Yeah, that's fucking real. So I think that's the fucking parallel universe we are in. I think dreams somehow, you know, it's all our brain's chemical input, all right? And that's how the dreams are, and what are dreams? Now that's the fucking joke I have for you human beings. And this is where I'm gonna act like a fucking alien. You don't even know what the fuck dreams are. If you don't know what the fuck dreams are, then you wouldn't know what the fucking psychedelic realms are, what the other realms are, and how you can actually reach other fucking planets. If you haven't figured out what the fucking dreams are, how you actually get to leave. I understand people say dreams are like fucking, unsettled thoughts. Well, no, no, no. My unsettled thoughts are always unsettled, right? So I think my dreams are a parallel fucking universe. And that happens because the brain and body somehow pumps actually into our brain a chemical that actually lets us vision the dreams. See that? And that chemical could be DMT. And and that chemical could be the answer to a lot of things in this universe. Right? And that said, it's already like 12:30 and I got to close my podcast. So I assume and presume you all had a great King long weekend. I'll see you all next weekend or Monday.